Hello class 12. Today we will discuss the new topic, and that is the pistil, megasporangium and ambrosac. This is very important topic regarding your board exam. Okay, so please focus it. In this topic we will discuss many things, but first of all we will discuss about the names, okay, of the topic. So first is pistil. This pistil is the female reproductive part that we will discuss. Okay. Second is this megasporangium. After this megasporangium, I have written here ovule. Ovule means single ovule. Okay. So when ovule is single, so this is called megasporangium, and when ovules are many, so this is called megasporangia. Okay. Now the third is about ambrosac, which is present inside the ovule. Okay, this we will discuss, right? So let's start the topic from the beginning, right? First is the pistil. Okay, this is the structure of pistil, and this is not new for you. This you have already seen many times in your junior classes inside the flower. This is the female reproductive part, which is called the pistil. Okay, pistil having three main parts. The topmost stigma. Okay, here many stigmas are here, right? Style, the tubular structure, which connect the stigma portion with the ovary. Okay, and ovary always sit over thalamus, the basal part of the flower, right? Now, if you will see the first part of the pistil, so here you can see many stigmas are there. Before it you have seen the stigma, one stigma on the pistil. Okay, so many stigmas are here. That means many pistils are present here. But style is only one? No, many style are there, but all are fused with each other and showing one. Okay, so many styles are also here. So we can say many pistils are there. So when pistils are many, so this is called multicarpellarly. And if pistil is one pistil in one flower, so this is mono. Mono means one. So one pistil, that means monocarpellarly. And if many pistils are there in one flower, so this is called the multicarpellarly, right? So this is the structure of a multicarpellarly pistil, female part of flower. Okay, now you can see here, it is proved now this is multicarpellarly. These two are also the structure of multicarpellarly pistil. Okay. But in this structure, you can see it differently. Here, stigmas are not free. All stigmas are fused with each other and showing one. With that, the ovary is also fused. So this kind of arrangement of the stigma, when all stigmas are fused with each other, is called fused carpal conditions. Okay, and that's why this is called syncarpal pistil. Okay, so what is this? A syncarpal pistis, where carpals are fused with each other. You can see it here. Okay, the another is this diagram. Here you can see the arrangement of carpals. All carpals are free. Okay, you can see in the diagram. So free carpals are there. That's why this is called apocarpous pistil. The pistil having fused carpals are called syncarpous pistil, and the pistil having free carpals is called apocarpous pistil, right? So this is about the monocarpellarly or multicarpellarly pistil and syncarpous and apocarpous pistil. Now come to the next, and that is what? The style. Style is a tubular structure. It having two main functions. Right? The first function of the style is it just connect ovary with the stigma. Stigma is the area of the flower which provide platform to receive the pollen which come with wind, with insects in the time of pollination. So the stigma will receive that pollen and the pollen will land over the stigma. Okay. So the landing over the stigma will complete the pollination. Okay. And then the pollen pistil interaction will start. Right. Okay. So after that it is very important. So the male gamete will start to transfer from here to till ovary, because fertilization will take place here only. So style provide the area for the traveling of male gamete from stigma to the ovary. Okay. So the pollen tube will synthesize inside style. Okay. So this is the function of style. Number one, it just connect the stigma with the ovary, and number two, it provide the area for the formation of pollen tube. Right? Now, next is about ovary. Ovary is the basal part of pistil. Okay? When ovary is sitting over thalamus, so this is called superior ovary. And when ovary is under cover with thallus, so this is called inferior ovary. Yes, that's you have already studied in your class 11th. Right? Now, just to see the diagram of ovary, okay? Inside the ovary, ovules found. Okay? So, inside the ovary, where the ovules found is called ovarian cavity. The area inside the ovary is called ovarian cavity. Okay? And that ovarian cavity is also known as locule, the another name of the ovarian cavity. The area present inside the ovary is called ovarian cavity, and that ovarian cavity is also known as locule, the very important term. Okay. So if we are talking about the locule or the ovarian cavity, so it having two main parts, placenta and ovules. Means inside the ovarian cavity, placenta and ovules found. Right? So try to understand the condition of placenta. Here you can see the structure of an ovule, and around it here and here, this is the boundary of ovary. So ovarian boundary, from ovarian boundary to till this ovule structure, this cavity is known as ovarian cavity. And here the outermost area is called placenta. Right? So placenta and ovule, these two found inside ovary, inside the ovarian cavity. Got it now? Okay. Now, if we are talking about the number of ovules, okay, found inside the ovary into the different species of plant. So if one ovary carry one ovule, so these are the example of the one ovule carrying ovary, that is wheat, paddy and mango are the species whose ovary carry only one ovule. In another hand, some ovules are there in the different species of plant which carry multiple ovule inside one ovary. And the examples are papaya, watermelon and orchid. Right? So these are some examples of single ovule in one ovary and multi ovules in one ovary. Right? Now come to study the next, the very important, that is the ovule, the next topic, okay, which is known as microsporangium. So here you can see the structure of an ovule. This is the LS diagram of an ovule, and this is the angiospermic ovule. Okay, so ovule, we will start from the two main important pole of it. This is the micropylar pole and this is the callosal pole. Okay, these are the two main pole of the ovule. So the area of the callosal pole is called callosa, and the area of the micropylar pole is called micropyle. Okay, you can see a little gap is here. This is called micropyle, and this is the identification to identify an angiospermic ovule inside it. Okay, this micropyle. Now, if you will see the complete structure, so it is present, this complete structure of an ovule is present inside placenta, right? And placenta will connect with the ovule with the help of funicle, right? This funicle is connecting placenta with ovule, right? And the area where the funicle is connecting with the ovule is called hilum. Hilum is the junction where the funicle is connecting with ovule, right? So that is what hilum. Now, got about the funicle and hilum? Okay. So after that, you can see the whole ovule having a protective covering, right? A protecting layer is covering the complete ovule, and this is called the very important integument, right? Because it having the function to protect the ovule. So that's why this is double layered membrane. Okay. So this is outer integument and this is the inner integument, having the function to provide protection to an ovule, right? Okay. Inside the integument, you can see the nucleus, the heavy mass area. Many cells are there. Nucleus, highly rich of nutrient. Okay. So these nutrient is inside nucleus, and nucleus provide the nutrition to all parts of ovule, right? Then after, you can see the ambrosac, the third topic of your ovule. Okay, this ambrosac is present inside an ovule. Okay, this ambrosac having 7 to 8 cells. Okay, here you can see number 1, 3 cells are here, 1, 2 and 3 to the carousal side. These 3 cells are called antipodal cells. Got it? Where opposite of antipodal cells, here you can see in the micropylar end side, 3 cells are also present. 2 sidewise smaller size cells, those are called synergid cells, and 1 centriole larger, I have drawn here in red color, that is egg cell. So this is the egg cell. The male gamete which come with pollen land over the stigma, travel through style with pollen tube and reach here inside the ovary. It just get entry through the side of micropylar end, the male gametes, and fuse with the egg cell. Then fertilization takes place. Okay. In between of it, you can see 2 polar nuclei. How many nuclei? 2 polar nuclei. Okay. So this is the structure of an ovule, and one very important question come in your board exam. Why ovule is called 7 cell 8 nuclei structure? Okay. So you can see, just find out the 7 cell structure. 1, 2, 3 cells are here. Okay. 1, 2, 3 cells are here. Total cell 6. And 1 larger cell is this ambrosac. 7 cell. Okay. Now 8 nuclei. 1, 2, 3 nuclei present inside the cell. 1, 2, 3 nuclei present inside these 3 cells. Total 6 nuclei. And 2 nuclei are here. Those are called polar nuclei. So total 8 nuclei. Got it now? Okay. So in typical biological term, the egg cell is called oospore also. Okay. So this is all for today.